Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today is January 8th, and it is Make It Monday. Woohoo! Happy New Year's, everyone. Hello, Peggy. I hope you are all doing well. I know with many people, when the new year comes, there are many new, expectations for the year. They set new goals for themselves. I have learned quite a few years ago as adulting that I just don't do resolutions. I don't set myself up because I have learned I always fail. And not that I'm a failure, I don't look at it in that aspect, but I just can't set expectations for myself that are not realistic. Like, hey, I'm going to lose X amount of weight because this is my goal. And if I go into it thinking that I need to be set at something, it never fails. I always screw it up. Is anybody else like that, or is that just me? So I've just learned that, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to let things roll the way that they are. Hello, Becky. I'm just going to let life be what it is. Now, when it comes to my business, I do try to set myself up going into it thinking, okay, new year, new start, new, that being said, there's a new catalog that just launched. We have the new celebrations that you guys can earn free product with every $50 that you spend, which is wonderful. So with that kind of stuff, I always go into it with not necessarily expectations, but the excitement of something new. Because as towards the end of the year, you're kind of over making Christmas cards. You've already got all your Christmas cards sent out, but that's kind of what's there during that catalog. So it is nice to have a brand new, beautiful spring catalog out again with that celebrations. And there's actually some wonderful things in that celebrations catalog this year. I'm pretty impressed. Hello, Marcia. Hello, Frida. So yeah, there's all that. We have had a very, very chilly last couple of days. Yesterday we had a full day of rain. They were actually saying as into the night because there was a storm that came in off of the California coast. It came down the northwest and came through California. I know places in Southern California got snow that they normally never get snow in. So we were kind of all amped up and expecting some snow to come blowing our way, but we got nothing. We got rain. I mean, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. We needed the rain. But it was very, very cold and it was super windy. And so you would go outside and the wind would just blow the rain into you all crazy and sideways. So we just kind of stayed inside. It actually got below freezing last night here. So we had to cover up all the plants, make sure all the animals were in, all that good stuff. Hello, Denise. Hello, Lois. So yeah, we didn't get any snow. And it blew out last night. I was actually hoping that we got a little bit more participation last night. I was hoping precipitation, that would come through because it was so cold that I was so hoping that we would wake up this morning to a dusting of snow, but we didn't. So that's okay. I know other people here in the Tucson metro area and the outlying urban area did get some snow. I know down in Sierra Vista, they got, some pretty beautiful covering of snow. The higher Del Corona or Corona del Tucson or whatever it's called, they are higher elevation. They got quite a bit of snow. And you guys remember just a couple weeks ago in the beginning of December, we had gone to Pine Top. Well, there was a little bit of snow there, but nothing, that you could do anything with. But yesterday they got over 7 inches of snow. I was like, dang it. We were a couple weeks off, but that's okay. We'll just know for next year that we'll probably plan our time up there in Pine Top probably in January because there's just so much going on in December anyways. It's amazing how mild it has been in Michigan. Wow, yeah. Well, you know, the funny thing is when we were up in Pine Top, I was asking the girl there, I go, do you guys normally have snow by now? And she said no, that they always base it off of their monsoon season. So here in Arizona, we have a monsoon during our summer times. And she was stating the fact that this last monsoon, it was super, super mild up there. They didn't get much rain. And so that normally predicts what their winter's going to look like. So, like she said, she goes, the following year, they had a like almost daily monsoon. It was like afternoon to evening was their monsoon. And then she goes, and that winter was a crazy winter. Like they were literally shutting things down, and they don't normally shut things down because they're used to that kind of weather. But I guess it was just crazy up there. You haven't had snow since Halloween night. It snowed on Halloween. Wow. That seems awfully early in the season, but maybe that's normal there in Michigan. Wow, that's crazy. Expecting windy mix this week, melting through the day. Yeah, and I thought I had heard something that I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday that we're supposed to get hit with another rainstorm. And they were saying if the weather stays as cool as it is, you know, we may see some snow, but you don't really hold your breath because it's the desert. And not to say that we don't get a dusting of snow every once in a blue moon, but it doesn't happen very often. The very first year that we moved here in 2012, that winter was extremely cold. And I guess they had said that hadn't happened here in like 25 years. It was like down to 0 degrees. It was crazy. And we were like, oh my goodness, we just left Oregon up in the mountains to come down here to be something warmer. No, we had snow, and it was like crazy snow. It was more than a dusting, and it was super, super cold. And I remember I had to take the kids to school because where we had rented a house at when we got here, we were way, way, way out in the desert, and there was no buses to pick up the kids. So I would get the kids ready, and at this time, this was 10 years ago, my youngest, she wasn't in school yet. So I would have to get her all bundled up because you guys know that she has the condition that she has, which also causes poor blood circulation. So her feet are always purple. She's always cold. So I always have to bundle her up even more just to make sure that her appendages don't like get blue or what. I mean, they do get blue, but you know what I'm saying, that they don't freeze. So I remember in the morning, I would just bundle her up and put her in her little car seat and buckle her all in with blankets just covered over her. She probably thought I was a crazy woman, but I didn't want her to freeze. And so the kids would get all bundled up, but then in the middle of the day, you know, it would reach, here it'd be like mid 40s. And that's kind of warm. And after you're all bundled up like that, they would go to school, and during recess, they would wind up, you know, shedding some of that extra layers of clothing. But yeah, it was pretty wild. We haven't had another winter like that since, so that just says something. All right, you guys, I am going to get you guys flipped around. Last week, I forgot to show you guys all the beautiful cards that you guys have sent me for Christmas. So I'm going to try to make a mental note. Now we all know that I'm kind of a space cadet and I get doing things and I just can't remember everything. But I am going to try to remember to show all the Christmas cards. I will do it at the end. So if you guys have to go, you can always rewatch this and see the beautiful cards that everybody has shown me. I have got some gorgeous cards that I'm going to show you guys today. I am using the Stippled Rose stamp bundle. Now, it is a new set that is in our mini catalog. Now, the paper that I'm using coordinates with this stamp set, but it is one that you're going to find in our Celebrations catalog. So, one of the cool things about Celebrations is a lot of the times they have made product that matches some of our bundles, or like the paper that's in here matches bundles from the catalog. So that's what I'm going to show you. So you're going to find the paper that I'm using in here. So just know that when you place a $50 order with me, you can pick that paper as your freebie. So I want you guys to know that. So with all of my Make It Mondays, when you place an order with me and you use my current host code, which I have my January host code posted, you will also see it when I flip you around. It's going to be on my name tag up here at the top of my desk. That is my host code. When you place an order with me and you use that host code, you're going to receive the card kit in the mail from me as a gift for placing an order with me of the 3 cards that I am making for the week. So you have to place your order by Saturday of this week, which is, I don't even know what the date is. I know today's the 8th, so it's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think it's the 13th. I don't know. I don't have a new catalog. I don't have a new calendar in here right now. Anyways, Saturday, as long as you place an order with me by midnight Saturday, I can get that in the mail to you. You're going to get a PDF of the cards that I'm making. You'll also be able to reference back to this video to see how if you're more of a visual person and you need to see how it's exactly put together, that's what I'm here for. All right, you guys. So it is the 13th. Okay, I thought that's what I was thinking in my head, but who knows? So thank you for verifying that. So hold tight. I'm going to get you guys flipped around. We're going to get into giveaways. We're going to get into some news that I have to tell you. And then we're going to get into these gorgeous cards. So hold tight. Here is my current January host code, what I was telling you guys. You will also find this on the right-hand side of my blog, Stampin' the Pink Barn. So just as it is right here, stampinthepinkbarn.com will take you to my blog. Up on the right-hand corner, you will see this current host code up there as well. And then in all of my current post blogs. Now, as you get deeper into the blog and you're looking at things from the past, you're going to see old host codes. Always refer to that top right-hand corner for my newest host code. Alrighty. Okay, so my mini catalog paper share that I have available for you guys ends today. Today is the last day that you can register for my paper share. Now that's going to include, look at this, you guys, I can open my new catalog. It's such a wonderful feeling when you can open up your catalog and share all the beautifulness inside of it. All right, so what is included in that annual, mini catalog paper share is all 8 of these papers right here. You will get a quarter pack of all of that paper. So you will be able to see how gorgeous this paper is. Because a lot of the time, especially like on the Nature's Sweetness, you can't see that it's a specialty paper. It says that there. But once you have it in your hot little hands and you can see that gold foiling in that paper, it really is a game changer. The other paper that is like that is the Forever Love. It's got gold foiling all throughout with all this floral print. It is beautiful. So I want you guys to know that that is still available through midnight tonight. You can order that. For those of you who have already placed the mini share order, don't forget, I will be ordering those. The payment is due by tomorrow, and then I will do the ordering on Wednesday. So just so you guys know that. Okay, so on, what is it? January 10th is the last day you guys can subscribe to the January. This is the, which one is this one called? This is the Lovely Lavender. Then there's February's and then there's March. So you know how I've been telling you guys that the new paper pumpkin, the way that they're doing it is awesome. They show you a snippet of the last 3 months. So they're doing it quarterly now, or not last, but the upcoming 3 months. And they're going to provide a option for you guys to go inside of the store and purchase a coordinating die that will go with all 3 of those kits. As you can see, here are the dies right here. So you will know that this will coordinate with the next 3 months to come. All right, the other thing that I wanted you guys to know that right now during Sale-A-Bration, this is when most people purchase their, if you're gonna do the prepaid option and you don't wanna buy it month to month, this is the best time during Sale-A-Brations to do our paper pumpkin because you're going to earn some extra perks. So when you place your order of your paper pumpkin of either 3, 6, or 12 months, you're going to be receiving and being able to pick out one of your Sale-A-Brations items. This will show you down below here that if you pay for the 3-month subscription, that will enter you for a level 1. So level 1 means a $50 Sale-A-Brations item. Then if you purchase the 6th month, you can get 2 level 1s or 1 level 2, which the level 2 are the ones that say that you can get them with a $100, like here, free with a $100 purchase. You can get the Jungle Pal dies. Also, you can pick the Softly Sophisticated bundle, which comes with a embossing folder as well as a stamp set. This is a fun embossing folder too. I've done quite a few cards using that. Or you can pick the detailed dogwood. So those are your options with your $50 or your $100 purchase. That is called a level 2. Then we've got all this other fun stuff that if you place your order and it's $50, or even if you have that $100, you can get, 2 of the level 1s. So just know that you've got options here. So there is the watermelon, the watercolor melon. There's the Sunny Day Designer Series paper. Again, the paper coordinates with 1 or more of our stamp sets. We've got the Flight and Airy, which is gorgeous. I've done some cards in that too. Cradled in Love. And then the Softly Stippled, which is what I'm going to be using today. It coordinates very well with the Stippled Rose bundle that I'm going to be showing you guys. There is the Most Adored Specialty, so it's got that gold foiling in there. The Heartfelt Hellos coordinates with the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. Then you've got the Trusty Toolbox, which coordinates with the Trusty Tool bundle. Great for your Father's Day or manly birthdays. Then the Jungle Pals. That is the $50. Also, you might have missed it when you were looking through this. There's also the option to get the opaque faceted gems, which are right down here with a $50 purchase. And they have a pool party crinkled ribbon this time as well, just to let you guys know, because sometimes when you're going through those catalogs, you might miss things. Then if you decide to go with the 12-month, then you can get 4 of your level 1 things. So that's 4 of those $50 freebies you can get in here, or you can get 2 of the level 2s in there. So this would wind up taking care of your whole year ahead of you of all your paper pumpkins. But don't forget that you can always decide to hold off on a month. If it's something that just doesn't look like it's for you, you can always cancel or put it on pause and then come back to it the following month. But also know that on the 12-month subscription, you're also going to get some Stampin' rewards. You're going to get $24.30 in Stampin' rewards. What are Stampin' rewards? Stampin' rewards are when you place an order of $150 or more, you get to get free product of the 10% because you have gone over the threshold to get some rewards. So just know that. Okay. So we do have the January Lovely Lavender, the February is called Sweet Springtime, and the March is the Memorable Meadows. You can find out all about that. I have those posted on my blog. We have mystery stamping. So this coming Wednesday, which is the 10th, I will be posting the supplies that you guys will need to make the card with me on next Wednesday. So don't forget to keep watch for that. I have that posted in the events here on my Facebook page. I will post the supplies there as well if you would rather see them there versus my blog, but everything is normally always on the blog. Okay, so just to show you what we are going to be playing with today. We are going to be using the Stippled Rose bundle here. It is on, you know, you'd think I'd figure it out to start marking my pages, but of course I didn't. And now it's not going to pop out at me like I need it to. Oh, there it is. So Stippled Rose is the stamp set and the dies. I have purchased the whole bundle, so we're going to be playing with the bundle. They have a sample card right here that is actually using that Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. I am going to be showing you that tonight as well. So just know that there's always little snippets in your catalog of other products that you might miss. So really, when you look at your catalog, really kind of take time to kind of look through, because you might notice something and you're like, oh, wow, look at those flowers in the back. Now that is something that is not here or here. Where's, and then sure enough, it's sitting right over here. I like that they have used the same paper as here, so you can kind of know that that is what they were intended on that card. Okay, so I will be using that embossing folder today on actually the first card that I'm going to show. Okay, so let's get to our giveaways really quick before we get into those cards, because I almost forgot again. See there? All right, so for our first card, so last week I used the Garden Meadow set, which is part of our online exclusives. So this was one of the cards that we had created for Make It Monday last week. I had used the textured shimmer paper. This is just gorgeous with this. Now, remember that this set is only available in our online exclusive. So if you look through a catalog and you can't find that, that's why. This card here is going for all of you that throw up those thumbs or throw me some little hearts, all that kind of stuff. That is going to put you in a giveaway category for liking my video. And then all of you who do that, I can see who's done it. And I put you guys in a giveaway. I use a program on my computer that just puts everybody's names in. It's a wheel that spins it and then stops. So this card here is going to go to Miss Sheila Isley. Sheila, this is going to be coming your way. Thank you so much for supporting my little small business here and liking my video last week. All right, for commenting in on my video, come in and just tell me where you're watching me from. I'd love to know where all my viewers are. Thank you, Kay, for sharing. And so who else did I miss? I missed somebody here. Hello, Linda. I missed that you came in here. Hello, Kay. I missed you as well. Thank you guys for coming in and watching me tonight. This card here is just gorgeous. I love this little flap on the front of here. And this is using that 3-color glimmer paper, they call it. This is in the Highland Heather along with that paper there. It's just kind of a fun little, I guess you might call it a fun fold, but I just like the dynamics of it. I think it's pretty cool. This one is going to go to Miss Vicky Buller. So Vicky, this is going to come your way. Thank you so much. Okay, and then for coming in here and sharing my video. So when you come in, there's a little arrow on the bottom. If you just hit that, and then it's going to bring up another little window. It's going to say your name. It's going to say something about this. You don't have to say anything. Just hit the share now. It will tell you that it is posting it up above in a little blue bubble. That means it will be posted, and then come into my video back here where we're watching me from right now and write the word shared in the comments here, so then I can put you in a different category of the giveaways, because it's really you doing me a huge favor by sharing my videos. That's why I do a little bit better of a giveaway for you guys who are sharing my video for me, because you never know who on your friends list is going to really get into this crafting as well. Hello, June. Hello, Wendy. So for sharing my last week's video, this is going to Miss Patty Klingsborn. So Patty, you're going to be getting these iridescent pearls in the mail from me. Now these are kind of more of a, I guess they're probably black, but they're iridescent. So they're really kind of cool. So they change colors with the projects that you have them on. And I just loved these when these were available. So I figured, you know what? Here's a brand new pack. I'm going to go ahead and give these to one of you guys. So this is going to go to Miss Patty Klingsborn. All right, so let me put those back in their envelopes so I don't lose those and I can get those in the mail. All right, so for the first card, using the Stippled Rose. Here's the Stippled Rose. Now, this is a cling stamp set, so you've already got that cushion underneath there. It's already got the foam, so you don't have to worry about putting any kind of cushion down below you. You can stamp right on a hard surface. Here are those dies. So you've got all the coordinating dies that go right with the stamp sets. This great big die right here will cut out this huge image here. And then you've got some open leaves, and then two more little greeneries here, or little leaves. And then you've got some flowers that you can place along in on this vine, or these leaves here. This is really cool to dress up with some different kinds of flowers on it. So I was telling you guys that I'm going to be using the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder on this card. As you can see, I have done it in the back of this back layer behind our focal image here. I just think it really makes that background pop and gives it a whole nother dimension. Because this is a 3D embossing folder, you really get a great impression on that that layer back there. See how popped up that is? It's definitely different than just a regular embossing folder. Okay, so let me get out the stuff that I need to create that card. So when you order from me this week and you use my host code, you're going to get a package in the mail that looks something like this. It's going to have all 3 of your cards separated into their own little envelopes with all the stuff that you're going to need to create the 3 cards that I am making with you guys today. So just to show you guys what that looks like. Now, you will have an extra piece tucked in the back of your card base. It will be your inside layer to your card. So, in other words, on the inside of your card, we always make them pretty also. So that's what that's going to be in the back of that. Okay. All right. So let me get this stuff out of the way and get all of our pieces out here. I'm also going to be using, this is the Simply Elegant trim. I'm going to be using the gold. Where is... And I'm going to be using our watercolor pencils to color in my flower. And we need our, this is our Wink of Stella pen. I'm going to be using that also, or it's a paint brush, I guess. That's what you would call it. So I am using Daffodil Delight as my main color. So this is 8.5 by 5.5, and I have it scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to burnish this down. Just like that. My next layer that I have here that is going to go right on top of that is the same exact size as this panel. So this is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to move some of these pins and stuff here for my next projects. Move those out of the way. I'm going to bring over the big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine so I can show you guys the impression that this thing gives. Ugh. That's my workout, okay? When I move this thing back and forth, that's my workout for the day. So nobody can say that I don't work out. Okay, so for the 3D embossing folders, you're going to need your plate number 1 and your plate number 4. This is for all of your specialty plates. So this is for your 3D plate and for your hybrids. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this gorgeous, and look at this. This is one of those big folders too. I'm going to take that and I'm just going to lay that layer right in the inside. Place that down. Now, as you can see, I'm putting my hinge towards my machine going in first, because sometimes if you put your opening, see how this opens right here? If you put that in there, and if anything happens in that and it gets snagged on the side, or if it's not in straight, it can warp your embossing folder, and it can actually break this little hinge back here. So I always tell everybody to put it in with your hinge side first so it doesn't get tweaked in there and break that little hinge. I know I'm going to shake you guys around a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go one more time just to get that really, really nice impression in there. And I make sure that that folder hasn't moved at all, because I am taking it back.
For tomorrow in Tucson, look for partly sunny weather.
Echo.
52 degrees Fahrenheit and a
Cancel.
33 degrees. Also,
Cancel.
there's a hard
Echo.
warning in
Cancel.
effect on Tuesday, January
Oh my
9th
gosh,
from
hold
12
on,
a.m.
guys.
to 10 a.m.
This thing did not stop, and it just told me the damn weather forecast. We thought we canceled this thing. She has it set that it tells her the weather forecast every day. And we thought we canceled it, but of course it decided to go ahead and... So now you guys know what my weather's going to be like. It's done now. I don't know why it gave us the weather forecast. So now everybody... No, it's done now. It already did it. We don't need to worry about it now. I just thought it was funny because we thought we canceled it, and it decided to still go ahead and just tell us what it needed to tell us. Hello, Patty. Hello, Chris. All right, so that is what that layer looks like. Now, isn't that gorgeous? Now, if you can see from the side, see how raised those little imprint is on this? That's due to that 3D. It really pops those out. I really love 3D folders. Okay, so that's going to go right on our card front like that, but I'm not going to do anything with it at the moment because we need to get our other layers taken care of. Now, I have a piece of white here that I am going to go ahead and stamp our focal image on. So for this one, I am using this huge flower, and it's really big. So you're gonna need to have one of your bigger blocks. This is block E that I am using. Now let's see, how did I put this on there? I did it this way. So when I'm looking at this stamp, I'm not really sure what is up and what is down. I mean, I guess you can kind of look at it a couple of different ways. I guess there's probably really no right or wrong to stamping it. I guess I'm just going to go like that. I think I like that. All right. So with that, I need to use my tuxedo black. Now, if you don't want to put your ink, if you don't want to put your stamp in your ink and you want to see what you're doing, you can always grab your ink pad and flip it over and ink up your stamp, especially with some of these bigger stamps because they are kind of big and chunky and awkward to hold on to. Did I do that right? No. I'm going to go this way. So I'm just going to take this and kind of turn it like so. And because this is a cling stamp, like I said, it's already got that foam cushion in between it, that I just have to let that sit with a little bit of pressure to really get a good adhesion, or let it kind of marinate into that paper. And then look at that image. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, and I'm not a flower lover, you guys. And you guys, most of you who've been watching me for a while know that I'm not into flowers, but I'm really digging this whole, what do they call it? Distinctive, I think is what that, where it's got kind of that shadowing images in it. I think it's called our distinctive. All right. So I'm going to use my Daffodil Delight and my Old Olive. Ugh. Now, remember when we used to sell these great big cases? I'm really kind of sad that we don't sell these anymore, because these big wide cases, this is when we used to have our wood stamps, work perfect for storing things like your watercolor pencils. Okay, let me find Old Olive. And we have Daffodil Delight. Now, we could probably use crushed curry, but I don't know if that's still available. I know we've got a couple different sets of these. I was going to say to go in and detail it, but I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to stick with the two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my daffodil first, and I'm just going to apply this colored pencil in all these areas that I think are the darker areas. And then do kind of a lighter coloring in the other areas. Now you can use any colored pencils, but I do have to say that I have purchased in the past other watercolor pencils. And I just have to say, not all watercolor pencils are created equally. Not that I'm being biased or anything, but Stampin' Up! Water pencils are really nice. They really smooth on your paper quite nicely. Now that could be the combo of the basic white paper that Stampin' Up! Sells, because their paper is a really, really nice quality. So that could be maybe one of the reasons why the watercolor smooths on so nicely. They're designed to be a pair. Okay, just kind of bring some of this lighter color in here, but I really want some of the darker. Just like so. Okay. And you can make it as light or as dark you want. Let me do this side also. And you can even come back even after you apply your water or your, we've also sell the, it's the Stampin' Up! Right here. Ugh, let me grab this. This is the Stampin' Up! Blender pen. You can use this as well. It's clear. Well, it's pink right now because it's gotten stained, but this has clear ink that comes out, and you can use that over your watercolors. That works as well. You can use your water painters to bring some water in on top of this watercolor. I am going to use my Wink of Stella. So it's not only going to disperse this watercolor, but it's also going to make it shimmer and shine with that Wink of Stella. Okay, these are more flowers up in here that I need to apply the daffodil to. Here's some more. All right, I'm going to call that good on those little flowers, and let's come in with our old olive. This is not watercolor cardstock. This is just regular basic white. I'm not using water today. I'm going to be using my Wink of Stella to go over my watercolor pencils. So I don't need to use the watercolor. Watercolor paper is really designed for the water. It really disperses the ink quite nicely through it. If you try to apply too much water to our basic white, it will kind of shred your paper up and kind of, what's that word? Pilling or piling or whatever it is. Sometimes that'll happen to our basic white paper. So I just want some definition to these leaves. To give it more of that shadowing look. There's just a couple more of the little olive down here. All right, I think that's good. Here's my Wink of Stella. So Wink of Stella is a glittery shimmer look. And I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to start moving that ink around ever so slightly. I was looking for a Kleenex. She normally has a box of Kleenex because then when I go from yellow to green, I like to wipe off the tip. Hopefully you guys can see that shine on there that is being created. And it's just enough liquid coming out of your Wink of Stella that it really moves that ink, or not ink, but your watercolor pencil. All right, let me see. I might need to go. Let me see if I can find, oh, there's one. I was gonna say, I know she's got tissue sitting around here somewhere. So either have like a baby wipe or another piece of paper or something to just kind of rub, because see how that has that yellow ink in there? You want to get that yellow off so you don't carry the yellow over into your old olive. when I'm done with this, I will show you guys again how gorgeous this turns out when you use this shimmer to blend your watercolor. Okay, let's get these couple little leaves up around this and this one. All right, I think that's good. And that is that shimmer. Hopefully the camera is grabbing that. Oh, there, see, now you can kind of see that shimmer up in this side corner. Yeah, it's just beautiful. When you use your Wink of Stella, you don't always have to use it over pins. You can use it over your watercolors, and it really makes a pretty, kind of just a different effect to your watercolor. And of course, we always want to add a little bit of bling to our flowers, and I think that adds just a whole different element to it, and I love it. Okay, so now we're going to take our little piece of, what is that, old olive, and I need to grab my gold embossing powder. And the Versamark. Yep, there's Versamark. And we are going to, what is going on here? We are going to add our sentiment to this. And I think this might fit on here like that. I am using the Sending Thanks sentiment. This has really got some fun sentiments in it that are just gorgeous. Now look, we have Happy Mother's Day. You guys don't know how happy that makes me to see a Happy Mother's Day sentiment. Best birthday wishes, congratulations. So you've really got a lot of versatility with your sentiments in this gorgeous flower arrangement here. So let me grab my Versamark. I'm just going to ink that up. Stamp that right in the center of that. Okay. Close that up. Okay, there's that. Let's close this so we don't wind up melting anything. Hello, Cheryl. Yes, they do blend beautifully together. I agree. Okay, let's take our heat tool. Oh, well, why is this thing not plugged in? It's probably because the heater is plugged in. So hold on, let me unplug the heater. There we go. And I am using the gold embossing powder. Oh, look at that. It just melts like butter. I love it. Now that gold looks so beautiful with the sparkle of that Wink of Stella. Now, I'm going to grab my Simply Elegant trim here. I'm just going to kind of tie just a big bow there and then cut off the excess. And yes, it is kind of curled up a little bit, but as soon as I kind of stretch on that ribbon, it will lay flat, just like that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut this out. Coming right below that little tail of the thanks. Okay, that's what we need for that. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this down. Now I always go kind of thick on the glue when it comes to a embossed layer because I want all those high pieces to attach to my cardstock. Like so. Just like that. Kind of really make sure I rub over the top of that to adhere all those high spots down. Okay. Now I'm going to take this and we're going to put dimensionals on the back of it. I've got all these extra little dimensionals that I use up because I don't like to waste. Okay, and now I'm going to take this, I'm going to place this right in the center of this layer here. Okay, then we're going to grab this little piece. Let me kind of tie this a little bit better. It's kind of coming loose there. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this right over to the very end of that knot. I'm just going to place that right like that. So I'm going to do these in 4 corners because I want that trim to run right down the center of my dimensionals to hold that all in place. Thank you, Patty, for sharing. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this, lift my little tails of my ribbon up, and place that right against there, just like so. I can take that and kind of maneuver it over the top, and there is our gorgeous sparkly roses on that yellow. using some of that Wink of Stella. Now, I will tell you guys a little secret. We are out of stock of Wink of Stella in my online store, but not that I'm trying to deter you away from shopping with me, but you can find Wink of Stella at places like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Just an FYI. You guys have got many more things to spend your money on that you can buy Wink of Stella somewhere else, because you're going to really want this stamp set here. Let's do an inside of this card here. I think we're going to stamp. We can either stamp this, that would be pretty. This stamp set would be really nice for if you know anybody getting married or maybe anniversaries. This is a beautiful rose set for anniversaries, weddings, all sorts of stuff. A get well, this would work well for get well cards. So I'm just going to use this branch with leaves. I'm just going to place this right down here. And see, now this is that stamp that I was telling you guys that with these, where did it go? With these dies down here of these two different flowers, if you were to cut those out of papers, you can raise those up on this image here and make it look like it is a floral image as well. But I'm going to go ahead and place that in the inside of here. Just like so. And because that is a sending thanks card, I'm going to let whoever, if this is one of the giveaway cards, I'm going to let you guys decide that what sentiment you want to put in the inside. But isn't that stunning? And if you haven't tried using your Wink of Stella on any of your watercolor pencils, please give it a try. It is really a gorgeous effect on your images. So, isn't that beautiful? Yes. Stippled Rose, you guys have to have this set. All right, so that is card number 1. Hello, Linda. Let me get to our next card here. So the next one that I have decided to share with you guys is, I had so much fun with this set. I have so many cards made with using this, and I was... that's why it took me so long to get the the posting done for this event, because I couldn't decide which cards I wanted to share with you guys. So that being said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to wind up doing a second class of this. So just because there's so many possibilities with this set. All right, so this one I'm going to do next. Isn't this beautiful? Now this is a this is one that I think I took the idea out of our catalog. Let me see here. Again, where I tell you guys that you've really got to look in the catalog, so it wasn't there. Maybe it was in the Celebrations because of the paper. Yep, there it is right there. But I did mine a wee bit different. As you can see, this one here, they used some different colors on here. I went ahead and used, instead of using vellum for the leaves, I used Pool Party. So just one of those things that I get creativity from my catalog to share product with you guys. So this is the card that we're going to be making next. All right, let me get out my stuff for that. So this is for card number 2. All right, I've already got my little pool party. This is those open leaf pieces that I was telling you guys about in that die set. That's this one right down here. And I'm going to be using those. Let me get all my pieces pulled out here. I'm going to need my pool party. I need a brush. This is that paper that I was telling you guys that is in the Celebrations. This is the Softly Stippled Designer Series paper. This is free with a $50 level 1 reward. Gorgeous colors here. I love these colors together. I think this is just so soft and stunning. I really fell in love with this paper when I saw it. I had to get a couple packs of this. So I am going to be using this one here and this side as well, because that's what I'm cutting. That's what I have cut this little image out here with, is using the back side of this paper. So I just flop the paper over and use that as my piece that I cut out of. But isn't that so beautiful, that paper? Love it. So that is called the Softly Stippled Designer Series paper. Again, that is part of Celebrations. So this is going to get glued right on to the front of my base. Then I have a piece of vellum. Now this we're going to add some color to. So I'm just going to lay that down. I'm going to grab my pool party. I think I might use this instead, because that thing's awfully messy. So hold on just a second. Let me move some of this stuff. There, now you can see it. All right, I'm going to grab Pool Party. I'm going to use my blending brush, get some of that moved off the side, and then I'm just going to ever so slightly add a little tint of color to my vellum. Now it is going to be very subtle. So if you're expecting it to be very crazy in color, you need to not use Pool Party. You need to grab a different color. But you can see from this and my part that I've gotten off here, it is definitely adding color to this vellum. Okay, just like so. Again, going very subtle with that color. But that is our vellum. It does have a very light blue-green tint to it, that Pool Party. So bring this back over, set that there. What we need next is a couple of different scraps. Here we need a blue piece of Pool Party, and that is to cut out both of our little leaf images, which I've already done to save time, but you're gonna need a scrap of that. You're going to need a scrap of our basic white. Now this is for this little image, right, or not little, but this big image of these leaves here. Let me clean that off because we actually need to stamp that in Wild Wheat. Okay, I'm gonna stamp that just right up here. Beautiful. All right, done with Wild Wheat. And I've just got just a couple of little scraps here that I have left over from other pieces of paper. We're going to stamp our sentiment in that in our pool party. Now I am going to use the congratulations. You could also use the best birthday wishes. That would work also because they're almost both the same size or length. I'm just going to stamp that right in the center, and then we'll cut it down. Okay. Very calming colors. Yes, absolutely. What was I looking at? I was going to crochet since it's the beginning of the year, and every beginning of the year, I always tell myself, oh, I'm going to go ahead and crochet. It's called, I mean, we're not here to talk about crochet, but if you know anything about crocheting, knitting, or whatever, they have these things that they're called temperature blankets. And it's where you record your highest temperature, lowest temperature, however you want to do it. And then you pick colors that you want to do every day with the temperature of your weather. And then it's kind of one of those blankets for keepsakes. You can go back and go, oh, okay, so like in 2024, look how warm it was, look how cold it was. So I was actually looking at this same very color coordination in this paper and thinking, this would make a beautiful blanket. And now I would just have to figure out what order I would want them to go in my temperature wise. But either way, I love these colors. All right, so now that we have everything there, I am going to, and then we needed to take a scrap of, which I didn't get. We need to take a scrap of this paper also, and we're going to use, this is also a new set. Now I have the stamp set also, but I wasn't featuring it. So I'm just showing you the dies because the dies I think are beautiful as a standalone. These are those nesting dies and I absolutely love these. I was actually just going to buy the dies, but then I kind of fell in love with the hummingbird. So I went ahead and bought the whole bundle. But I am going to be using these down here. I'm going to be using the largest one for the background image to hold everything. Now this is called the Thoughtful Expressions dies. Okay, so that's what I am going to be using is this down here. And I have taken the back side of this, and this is what I have cut it out with, and this is what I get. And see, it's also got that stitch detailed on the side. I love that. So there's that. We're going to lay the vellum down first, then this is going to go on top of that. Our two leaves, but what did I do with my stamp? Oh God, set it over here. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to die cut this really quick. So I need to get this big die. This one cuts that out perfectly. So let me cut that out. Well, if I can get this thing straight, geez Louise. I get one end straight, the other one turns. All right, so let me go ahead and cut this. Okay, so there is that. Now, the really cool thing about this is because there's almost like two different sections, you could cut this apart and use this as two different pieces if you wanted. All right, so this is now going to get laid across here. We're going to then take our little leaves here and place those underneath these things. So, okay, let's get everything going here. So since we are using vellum and I'm using this, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece down first. Now it has dimensionals on it. Let me get another sheet of dimensionals here. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm placing this down first is because then I can see exactly where to put my adhesive on the vellum part so we don't see any. So we're not going to see any glue or adhesive behind that. Okay, just like that. All right, now I'm going to take this and then I'm going to just put glue behind this little white image here to hold this down because nobody's going to see behind this. Just like so. And then we can go ahead and place that down on our designer series paper and push down on that to get that to stay. Hold on just a second. Okay, just like that. All right, there's our piece. Now we're going to move some of this. This is going to get glued right down with the little end hanging off of it. Okay, but first we want to place these down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Karen. Hello, Bonnie. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Got some beautiful cards that I'm sharing tonight. So that is going to go just like so. I want this little leaf to pop up because that is going to actually go across my sentiment if it all works out well. Okay, this is going to now come, if that goes over that. And I'm going to come in here and take this one, pick up the little tail here. Okay. And now all I'm doing is adding glue to that little stem that's holding all these little leaves together because I like those leaves to kind of be able to free float. Absolutely, you can always catch the replay either here on Facebook if you can find it, because sometimes my videos get lost throughout time. But you can always watch all my videos over on YouTube if you like to watch YouTube videos. Okay, that's going to go like that. Then I'm going to come in here and glue this down. So putting it just like so. Give that a minute to adhere down. Okay, and then coming over here and grabbing my little sentiment. This is going to now come across here. So I'm just going to cut just a little bit past the sentiment. And then it will hang off just a bit on both sides of that. But let me get this put on our card base. So I'm just using thick basic white 11 by 4 1/4. You guys will find all the dimensions to these cards along with a shopping list and with still photos over on my blog tomorrow. It will all be up and running. It's normally done by like midnight, 1 o'clock my time, but I know a lot of you guys are over on the East Coast and it's quite a few hours ahead of me. Adhere that all down nicely. Oops, my little leaf is moving here. Okay, then I'm gonna take this and we're going to glue that right down, just like so. I mean, you could probably pop that up, but we've already got one thing popped to do. And we'll just pop it up because. Oh, there's the other sheet. Now I'm trying to stay towards the center of my sentiment because I know these sides are going to be hanging off. So just like that. So we've got some dimension going on there. And so there is the second card, but we're not finished. We're going to add a little bit of bling to this. So I have decided, where did I put them? Well, they are sitting here somewhere, trust me. Oh my goodness gracious. I swear, I just saw them. Golly. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, well, I did have my embellishments. I swear I did. Now I don't know where the heck they are. They're not underneath this mess. Well, you know what? I'll find them when I'm not looking because that's just the way it works. But I do have, they didn't fall in the garbage. I did have embellishments sitting here. I promise I did. So now I just got to slow down and I got to just look for them because it looks beautiful. Oh, look. I stuck them in the back of my card pack. No wonder why I couldn't find them. Jeez. I knew I had them though. Okay, so I am going to use the Adhesive Back Sparkle Gems. And I am going to use these really pretty little gold looking ones here. And we're going to glam up this card a little bit more. Just like so. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I love it. Okay, but now we're going to come in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that wild wheat, kind of do that same leafy pattern that we did on the other one, but this time I'm going to do it on the bottom and the top because this is one of those stamps that kind of fits in the corner quite nicely. So I'm going to do that one there. Okay, like so. And then I'm going to spin it. And I'm going to try not to shove my head in the top of the camera. And I'm going to stamp this one right there. Just like so. So then, when you have a sentiment that you want to put in there, again, I think I'm going to leave it blank for whatever occasion comes up. Since it is congratulations, we could put many different sentiments in the inside of this, but isn't that gorgeous? So there is card number 2. Now, speaking of Wink of Stella, when we normally think of Wink of Stella, we could come in here and we can wink up this little image here. I'm going to show you on my already finished card here. I'm not going to do it on this one because if we give this card away, then it's going to be your option to whether or not if you want to add Wink to it. But I just want to show you the difference if we were to add a little bit of Wink of Stella to just kind of add some shimmer. I mean, not that this card is not gorgeous enough on its own. But look at that with a little bit of shimmer added to it. Hopefully you guys can see the difference here. This one's got that shimmer and this one doesn't. And also this one does not have, the one on the right here, does not have the sentiment popped up. And the one here that I just made for you guys, I popped up that sentiment. So you can kind of see the difference of it being flat or it being raised to see if you like it being different. So that is card number 2. All right, so card number 3, I am in love with. I love, love, love this card. Again, the colors are just, So this is card number 3. This one is kind of dressed up a little bit further, taking it just a step up. Again, I used the design from the catalog. I'm pretty sure it was in here. Now, the one that they had done is a bag. They have created a little bag out of this paper and have done it that way. So I decided, okay, I'm going to do mine a little bit different. I'm going to turn that design into a card. So that is what I have done on this. And I am in love with this design. So let's go ahead and get right into this one. Let me pull out all my pieces. Let me not lose my little gems this time. All right, let's pull out all the pieces that we need. Okay, my card base is Pebbled Path, one of our new in colors, 8.5 by 4 1/4. Fold it in half and burnish that down. Just like so. All right, my next layer is a part of that gorgeous paper that I had showed you. That's the backside. Look, it almost looks like a, it actually looks like a sofa that I used to have when I was a kid. Hello, Angela. And then it's this gorgeous calypso coral on the other side. Again, with those roses that we're playing with. Okay, that is 4 by 5 1/4. That's gonna go there. I have a piece of, this is the More Dazzled paper. Now, this comes in this champagne color and it comes in the gold. I'm going to be using the champagne. Now, I did want to show you guys that with this champagne, you can kind of see the difference in the color here. You can actually take your Stampin' blends and you can add color to this. Now, that being said, you want to quickly and lightly add your color, because since this is got chunks of glitter in it, if you sit there and keep trying to color slowly, you will ruin the nib on your Stampin' Blends. So if you want to add a little bit of a tint of color, you can either, like I said, use your Stampin' Blends because they're alcohol based and it will dry quicker, but just go over it quite quickly. I think this one was using Old Olive, I believe. I can't remember exactly what color I used. It was either Old Olive or Granny Apple Green, but you can definitely tell the difference in the two colors, and it really makes pretty leaves. As you can see, I had used that one for leaves. But that is called More Dazzled. It's just kind of a blingy little paper. And I have already cut one out, but I'm going to cut out another one with you guys and show you how you need to cut this paper, because it's kind of tricky. And I know I get questions all the time. How the heck did you die cut that paper? I'm going to show you. Also, we need, out of that paper pack, I am using this paper right here with the little gray and white flowers. I've already cut out one, but I want to show you how I cut that out. Because of it being on the corner and it's only half the flower, I wanted to utilize, knowing that I only need this part of the image, I don't want to have to go in and cut another flower out of here. I'm going to use the corner piece and make it work for what I need it for. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to cut that out. And then I need this image right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my snips, come in here and just get this out of this paper. And then I can fussy cut it after I get it out of the paper. That's what's kind of nice when you have paper like this, because since it's black and white or gray and white, it's pebbled path and white to be technical, but you can color these images. And that's what I'm going to do with this, is I'm going to color it for the front of my card. So we need to set that aside. We're going to set that aside. The next piece that I have is the reverse side of this. This is that linen piece here. That is going to be my next layer. And then I have this piece of basic white. That is going to go there, and that is going to be my focal image there. I have my 2-inch punch that I'm going to use, which I'm going to go ahead and just stamp my image and get that done. So I'm going to use the Happy Mother's Day. If I can get it out of here. Geez Louise. Oh my goodness gracious. This does not want to come off of this. Ah, there we go. Golly. Well, that tells you it's not going to fall off of your block in the middle of stamping. Okay, I need that, and I need my Calypso Coral. Okay, I'm just going to go here, and I'm going to stamp this in the middle of this paper. Close that up. Then I'm going to take my 2-inch circle punch. And I'm going to kind of move that over kind of towards the right-hand side and punch that. Just like so. Okay, that's going to be our sentiment for that. Okay, let's get to these. So this, I'm just going to fussy cut this. This is that side piece that I was telling you about. You can hear my mom. She's in there making herself a cup of coffee. It's funny, the first thing she gives me when I come over here is she makes me this really nice, beautiful cup of coffee to drink while I'm stamping, because she goes, well, you got to stay awake. Like, trust me, I will stay awake. Because I don't know, we must be weirdos in this family, because coffee, you know, most people are like, oh my gosh, how do you drink coffee late at night? Because I'm weird. I don't know it, because they're like, doesn't it keep you awake all night long? No, actually it doesn't. I don't know what it is with me and caffeine, unless my body has just gotten so used to caffeine that it just doesn't affect me like it used to. When I was younger, it definitely did, but no, I'm old and I go to sleep when I'm tired. That's just the way it goes. I don't have a problem sleeping. That is one good thing that I don't have a problem with. Okay, so again, since that was the side of the paper on that edge, it's going to work because all of our images are going to cover that. So I utilized my paper with using an edge piece for what I'm going to do with this. So I just thought that was a really cool thing that I wanted to show you, because I know a lot of people think that on the edge, it's just garbage because it's already been cut through because it's on the side of the paper. But in this card, it actually works, and you can add it to something as in like a circle or some of those other nesting dies that I had showed you that are new. It works on those kind of cards too. Like if I was to show you, just to show you really quick, if you wanted to add a flower to the upper corner of this, tuck it down behind a shape like that and it works. So then you're not wasting anything. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and color this first before I cut it out. So I've got my Calypso Coral Light and Dark and my Old Olive Light and Dark. These are our Stampin' blends. These are alcohol ink based. So I'm gonna come in here with my light and I'm just gonna color the whole thing in light in the flower. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the dark, and I'm just going to kind of add some little dabs of the dark to the already shadowed parts that they have already added to the stamp, because again, as I was telling you, that this is one of those distinctive stamps that already has the shadowing done for us, so then we don't have to overthink, because I'm not the best when it comes to shadowing. So I love that they take the guesswork out of it for us. So I'm just going to go just like that for that flower. Oops, I missed the other flower. Oh, and I just shot my nib out. Being a little too forceful there. Okay, now I'm going to do the Old Olive. Oh, it sounds like my son came over here. Sounds like he's sitting in there talking to my mom. Or they're talking to the dog, who knows. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the dark. I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of dark to these veins of these leaves. and kind of the shadow of the flower. Okay, and to soften that just a bit, I'm going to come back over it with the light. Okay, just like so. All right, now I need to come in here and we're going to just fussy cut this. Oh yeah, I was telling you guys that today it only got up to 42 degrees today. It was chilly. So they said tonight by 7 o'clock we should be down to the freezing mark. So I'm like, oh geez, I know my videos don't normally get done till about 8. And then by the time I sit here and take photos and do all the stuff that I need to do to get it put up on the blog, it's normally about 9, 10 o'clock by the time I leave over here to go back home. I was like, maybe I'm going to have to do all that stuff at home because it is going to be so cold. I'm going to turn into a popsicle by the time I get to my house, which is like 20 feet. No, it's like 50 feet away from my mom's house. But it was already chilly coming over here. So I was like, oh geez, it's going to be really cold tonight. All right, so now I want to move this stuff out of the way because I want to die cut one of these little leaves because we need 2 of them. But I want to show you, let me move all this stuff out of the way. All right. Oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen, but okay. All right, so let's grab our plate here. And I'm going to set this here and let's grab that little open leaf that we need, which is right up here, down here, whatever. We're going to put that on there. And now what I do when I die cut on this more dazzled paper is you can either do 2 of the options here. You can either roll it through your cutting machine like 2 or 3 times, or you can actually add a shim. So what do I mean by adding a shim to this? I know this is moving all over the place because it's on this paper. Is in between 2 of your plates, so in between my 2 plates, I would just add a layer of, and I don't have a layer of paper sitting here. Well, I'm just going to show you with this. I would add just a piece of paper in between to just add a little bit more of a squeeze, because then when I go through, it's just a little bit extra pressure to really get that dye to imprint into that paper. Because this paper's thick, and because of all the glitter on there, you need to run it through quite a few times. I don't use a shim. I normally just run it through a couple of times. Even then, it's a little bit finicky. You're going to have to, if you don't do it that way and you only run it through once, you're going to shred your paper trying to get it out. And it's not going to be fun. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to get mad. And you're going to be like, screw this. This isn't even for me. But it is for you. You just have to run it through multiple times to get it to really press and give you that impression that you want. And then make sure you pull out your little veins on your little open leaves. and they're hard to see. They're easier to see if you flip it over. You can really see them better to pull those out. Just like so. Okay, and then there's your little leaf. But do make sure you run that through a couple of times to get your die to really cut through that paper. Because it does give you a beautiful outcome when you get these to use on your paper or for your cards. Any of your die cut images with that. All right, so let's move this down here. I brought my stapler because we're gonna need this. Why do I need a stapler, you ask? Well, we're gonna put a piece of ribbon up at the top, and we're going to do it with a staple. All right, so I'm going to move this stuff out of the way for the time being. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere these two pieces down. Okay, just like so. And I think that Calypso Coral next to that Pebbled Path is such a beautiful combo in colors. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and adhere my little white piece to my little linen piece here. Just like that. All right, and this is where the fun begins. We're going to take that and set it there, but we're gonna pop that up with some dimensionals and where, there we go. There's some dimensionals. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the dimensionals on them, but I'm not gonna take the backings off yet because I definitely want to be able to move things around. So this way it just gives me kind of an idea of where I want things. So that's gonna kind of go over there. This is gonna go back behind that. This leaf is gonna go behind there. This leaf is gonna go actually up over that one. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this down first. Right, like so. Okay, this one, we're going to run a bead of glue down that little stem. Okay, that's gonna go kind of right behind there like that. Kind of just tucked in. All right, with these little leaves still being able to pop up. Okay, this one, we're going to take a look at this flower and decide where we want to put it. Now, you know what I just realized? I used a different flower on my other one. I used this flower. And now I think, I was thinking that's that stamp, but it's not. It's not this stamp. So I obviously took a different piece out of that paper and cut it here, but it doesn't matter. This one will work too. Just to show you that there's different flowers on that black and white paper right here. So there's this one that has more of the little closed roses here. This one is this flower here, but I cut the even smaller one. So just to show you that there's a whole bunch of different flowers that you can use in there, and any of them will work. Okay, so that is gonna go here like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and adhere this down. Like so. this one is going to go down and over that. But I'm going to keep one leaf popped up. So that top leaf is going to go up and over my image there, or over my circle. And the rest of it's going to get placed down like so. And then this little flower is going to go right up over here. So I am going to see exactly, I'm going to put a small little dimensional down here, because since it's going to be hanging off of my page, it needs to be raised to be the same level as that circle. So I'm going to place that right down there, because the other portion will get glued to that. Okay, so I'm just going to take that just like so, right like that. Oh, I guess it's already stuck now. I should have moved it up a little bit further, so you see a little bit more of this. But that's supposed to just see just a little tiny bit of it, just for a little subtle look. Now, let me, okay, that's what we need with that part, but we're not finished yet, because we need to take, I'm going to use, this is the Pebbled Path textured ribbon. Now, I just need a very, 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 very small piece of this, just like that. Ouch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in half, just like that. But what I learned is I need to put a mini glue dot down first to hold this, to get it inside of my stapler. So if I take it just like that with a mini glue dot on the back, place it in the center just like so, then I can take my stapler and get that to come right in there. And I'm just going to take it very slightly down. Just like that, and just putting just a little staple, because that staple kind of matches the shimmer on. It's not any special staple, it's just a regular staple. But since it's kind of that metallic look, it really looks good with that glitter on this. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to off-center it. And I think I'm actually, the other one I popped up. So on my card, I pop that up. But I kind of think I like it flat. So we're going to flatten it. We're the boss of our own card making. We make our own choices. And of course, why is my glue being a booger? And of course, I don't know where my little tack is. Ugh. Hopefully I didn't throw it away. Oh well, I've got plenty of them, but... Isn't this beautiful? I know. Again, I'm telling you, it's the colors. The colors really just do it. Okay, there is that, and that is card number 3. But we are not done, because we're going to add some bling. Now, with this one, I used some older bling that I had, but these ones are called the Iridescent Pastel Gems. And what I was thinking is we have some that are in petal pink, and there's a dog hair in there, but okay. Or we have the Calypso Coral ones. So we could either do the Calypso Coral on there, or I kind of like this pink better. I think it doesn't take so much away from the card. So I think that's what we're gonna roll with. I'm gonna grab this one and put it right up there. See, that looks really pretty on that. Then I'll grab this one and put it there. And then another little one. We'll put it right down there. There we go. Okay. So let's move these. And I will bring in all 3 cards. Okay, the other thing that I did want to mention is, again, with our Wink of Stella, if we're going, go big or go home, we could Wink of Stella this to really just kind of bring the shimmer. Now, I'm only going to do the flower on that, not the leaves. But there is some more shimmer to add to our already amazing, beautiful card. Let me grab a card base. And what I'm going to do inside of here, I have a little scrap of this paper. I'm going to place this, actually, I'm going to go up this time. And then I'm going to take my Pebbled Path. We have Happy Mother's Day on the front. I'm going to grab this flower here. So coming in with that smaller flower. And coming into my Pebbled Path ink, I'm going to put this rose right here. Like so. Now we can flip this over, but I really think that we need some of that Calypso Coral on the inside. So I'm going to use the Calypso Coral side facing out. Okay, just like that. Let's get it straight now. Okay, and because we've got so much of that Pebbled Path in the inside, I think that strip really just adds enough to the inside of the card to kind of tie everything together. Ooh, look at this. There's like, I don't know if my glue is cold. Is that a thing? Can your glue get cold and stop working? It's like it's used to this Arizona weather and it's just a little too cold down here for my glue. Well, good. I'm glad that you guys love this because I just couldn't resist not showing you the beauty of this brand new set, the Stippled Rose, because that paper that you get as a Celebrations freebie really does this stamp set the justice. I'm telling you, I'm sold on this paper. I actually had to, when I placed my next order, I actually put another one on there. So I've got like 3 packs of this paper just because it is delish. All right, there are our 3 cards for our Make It Monday. This is January 8th. This is our Stippled Rose. So when you place an order with me, and you must use my host code, definitely make sure your order is over $50 so you can get this paper free. This is called the Stippled Rose. So I hope you guys enjoyed these cards that I have come up with to share with you guys. I really enjoyed these flower cards. I thought this class was probably one of my better classes. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of biased when it comes to my cards. I kind of think they're all pretty. I put a lot of work into them, but Hello, Briar. And so, yeah, I really wanted to share these with you and really let this paper and this set show you that you definitely have to add it to your collection. This designer series paper, this is called the Softly Stippled. Again, you're not going to find it in the mini catalog. It is only in our Celebrations catalog. So it's in the Celebrations catalog. It is on page number 8. It's right up here in this top corner. And again, they have kind of the cards that I have shown you today. I just did a variation on these. You know, I have actually been, that you just say, am I going to have a class on this set? I have had a lot of people reach out, and because I do my PDF classes right now, over the holidays, I had people ask me if I actually set up classes where I send you all the things to create it. You just simply have to buy the stamp set that I'm featuring. I think I'm going to actually go back to that because I think people more appreciate being able to get all the paper and all the stuff in a kit versus just buying a PDF. Because if you don't have the set and you don't have the paper, and if you don't want to have to buy all the things, at least in a kit, you're getting all this portion or whatever the kit is that I design. You're going to get all the paper to make the kit, and you'll get the embellishments, and you'll get the ribbon, and you'll get all that in my kits. So I think I am going to go back to doing kits. Now, you ask if I'm going to do one for this class. I might actually do that because I have been having so much fun creating other cards with this that maybe I might just go ahead and make a kit with my other cards. Kits are wonderful. It does come with, and I think I'm going to go back to doing individual videos for those cards as well, because again, I understand, being who I am, I'm a very visual person. I like to see somebody create the card in front of me, not only write a PDF for me, because sometimes I don't understand how it's worded, but that could just be me. So, yeah, you know, that is something I will definitely take into consideration because this is such a beautiful set. I think I might just do that. Hello, Ramona. But this is the card class Make It Monday for the week. So if you would like to have the things that you see here in front of you to make these 3 cards, the only thing that I do not include is I do not include any of the little embellishments. I will include the ribbon for you though. But if you would like to get your hands on this, again, place an order with me and use my host code, and I will be mailing you the stuff to make these 3 cards. Let me get to sharing those cards that I got over the holidays because I don't want to forget. So I have received a couple of cards in the mail that I really wanted to share with you guys because these are so beautiful. So this one is from Miss Linda Jackmastol. So look at how gorgeous this card is. Oh, look at this. Isn't that beautiful with that glimmer paper across the bottom? Beautiful, beautiful card. Thank you so much, Linda. This is such a stunning color. Again, with the colors. Oh, so beautiful. So that came from Linda. The next one came from Cheryl Merzenik. This one was a Happy New Year's card. Very, very beautiful. I love the black with the crumb cake. I would have never really thought of using those 2 colors together. She did put some glimmer back behind all the little open holes behind this punch or this die cut. So it is very stunning, very eye-catching. And I like how she put the little half circles on the inside too. So that was a Happy New Year's. Then the next one is from Peggy Brandon. Look at this. Isn't this such a cool little design here? How she has taken circles. Now, this is like, I can't even, like, I look at it and sometimes I can look at cards and I can know how they're made, But these little circles, my eyes just cannot figure out how she has folded. Now I can tell that it was a circle that has been folded a couple of different ways, but Miss Peggy, you're going to have to tell me your secret on this because these are so cool. I love the silver with the red and white. Just a beautiful, beautiful card here. So she sent that to me for Christmas. The next one came from Bonnie Bletchell. This one's from Bonnie. And now this has got this little front flap here. She used those little snowflakes. Little white snowflakes. Very, very cool. Even carried that paper onto the inside. This was that open sleigh paper. This is such a fun little card that she has created. And the, what was this? That iridescent ribbon. So that's from Bonnie Bletchell. And then we've got one from Cheryl Grimlick. Cheryl sent me this one. Look at this beautiful little, scenery that she created with the different colors. Look at that little cabin in the back. Oh, I would love to be there. But isn't this so much fun? I love this set. There's a set in our mini catalog right now that's kind of like this. And I can't remember what they call that kind of set. Let me see if I can find it really quick. The one that's in here, I think it does have a little cabin like that. Man, I'm just having the luck of, oh, there we go. But this, oh, see? See how the little house here kind of reminds me of that house? That's where I was kind of going with this. But this looks, it's called Hills of Tuscany. So, but it's that same exact, watercoloring images in this same set that she's used. That I just think that is so much fun. So that is the Christmas card that she sent me. So that came from Cheryl. Then the next one came from Sheila Isley. So Sheila has created this one. Oh, what fun. Stamp the sleigh, sliding across this beautiful little snow scenery here. So that is from Sheila. And look, she added some of those little elements to make it look like it's snowing. Then Miss Rhea Jones. Rhea sent me this card. This is just really cute. I love that sentiment. Sending a card instead of a text, because her and I normally text each other. So it was just so cute to kind of just see a card that she was, you know, just dropping a little note telling me thank you for her Christmas gift that I had sent her. So yeah, isn't this fun? I like this layout too. So yeah, there are my Christmas cards that I have been holding because I know I shared some of them with you guys in the beginning of the of December as they were coming in. But all of a sudden I just got hit with all these cards and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to share these with you guys because they are just so much fun and so beautiful. 32 degrees there. I think you're in, Briar, aren't you in New Zealand? Yeah, we are actually here in Tucson, Arizona. I'm guessing exactly. Oh, I'm looking at the little gadget over here. It says it is 36 degrees here right now. So it is darn cold for the desert. But you know what? I'll take it. I like the cold. I do. My animals probably not so much, but good thing they are all furred up right now. All of my goats have this beautiful coat on them to stay nice and warm out there. We've built them little shelters so they get to go inside of there and stay nice and snuggly. My turtle, he is in hibernation right now. So I just went to take him some of his salad the other day and he was like, nope, I'm not eating. I'm hibernating. So I kind of just left him alone. Don't want to mess with him when he's hibernating. But yeah, everything's kind of cool. My dog is crazy. He does not even want to go outside to go potty. I have to and he's a big, huge pit bull. And he's just so funny. He's like, nope, I do not want to go out there and get cold. He's like, I don't care. I will hold it forever. And I have to tell him. I literally have to walk out into his yard with him and tell him to go potty because he is just a big wuss. He does not want to be in the cold. So he's just like, nope, I will hold my pee. Other than that, everybody did fine. Everybody's doing good. We're all enjoying it. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Don't forget that I will be putting up the supply list for Make It Monday, Wednesday the 10th. And then we actually go live the following Wednesday for our actual mystery stamping event. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for sitting in here and enjoying these beautiful cards with me tonight. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Love you all. Bye-bye.